Alright, so what I'm going to demonstrate in this video is how we set up personalizers for the websites. And personalizers allow us to customize these messages here based on the last vehicle that you looked at. So I was just looking at an Avalon, and you'll notice this is actually a personalized banner we made, and it's going to highlight Avalon features. So let's go into the home page here real quick and just re-add our personalizer here. So what we want to do is we're going to take this guy. So this is basically the code that's going to power the personalizer, and you don't really need to know this part, but you might as well check it out. So home page. So the personalizer is going to be triggered based on however you title it. So we're going to title ours Homepage USP because that's how they're already titled under the personalizers section here. And then whatever the rules are inside of those personalizers will decide what triggers right here. Ask about the 90-day deferment program. So as soon as I hit refresh here, you're going to notice once this is done loading that most likely the be-back personalizer is going to populate here. Let the screen load. It's going to be way too long, I'm sure. Alright, so yeah, there we go. Toyota Financial Services announced the following, da-da-da-da-da. So these messages are all customizable. So if we drop into the Personalizer tab here, you'll notice VDP Personalizer. These are going to be video playlists based on the last vehicle that you looked at on the website. What's up, man? Okay, I'll be right there. The last vehicle you looked on the website, but homepage USP, these personalizers are going to be the specials that we can swap out right here. Now these specials you're going to get when you're logged in under your Ray Brandt GM Google Chrome account. You can go to Google Sheets and you'll see a document titled RBAG Specials. This is going to have all the Louisiana and Mississippi sales specials for you to work off of right here. And I'll put some templates on what they should look like on the bottom here for you.
Battery low, please charge now.
Alright, so let's jump into a USP. So if we look, the first thing we're going to notice is that there's a first-time visitor homepage USP. So this is the first message that would populate to someone that's brand new to our website, that's never been there before. So in this case, we're just going to say, ask about our 90-day deferment program. Alright, so we're going to make that a heading. We will center it, and generally speaking, the text color is going to be transparent, and it will automatically make that text color white for the website. Alright, so we will leave that blank. We don't need a disclaimer for that one. The tag is just basically what we want to refer to that as, so that'll be first time visitor. And then these are the rules. So most of the rules are set up, but if you're doing a new model, you may have to set something up. So for somebody that is a first time website visitor, are they a returning visitor? No. If it was a first time website visitor, we would say yes. When I get into the model specific ones, this is where we can go in and say, okay, the most recent model that they viewed was a Toyota Avalon, show this message. So we'll close that out, and then we want to obviously have these set to expire since they're going to be specials. So we're going to expire this at the end of this month, and then we would want to go in when we have next month's incentives and update that. And normally the first time, I'll probably switch this up. The first time website visitor, we want to have a message that's always live. So I'll probably change that. So we'll go back to personalizers. Let's do the 72-month 0% on a Camry. So we are going to find, do we already have a Camry homepage USP? So Highlander, Tundra, Camry. All right, we do. We have a Camry USP. So right now we've got a lease being advertised on a Camry. So we want to change that so we're showing them the 0% for 72 months. So in this case, we're going to do 0% for 72 months. And this is going to be on the new 2020 Camry. Now we want to link this to the actual inventory. So on the web page here, I'm going to pull up all the Camrys, and I'm going to take the URL, copy it, bring it back over here, and then I want to link these two together. Enter that in, and you now have a link to all the Camrys where we have the 0% for 72 months. And then details, this needs to be on every special. This is going to link to the disclaimers page where a customer can go view any of the disclaimers that are associated with any of our offers. And I'll show you what we'll do to set that once we're done with all the with all the specials themselves. Scroll down a little bit. You've got the viewed vehicle model includes vehicles that are Toyota Camry. So what we really want, viewed vehicle model, is going to be most recent vehicle model. This can get, viewed vehicle model can get confusing because it would mean somebody had looked at it at some point. Most recent is the last vehicle that they looked at. So we want to go down to Toyota Camry. We also want to include the Toyota Camry hybrid, so we'll add another one of these. Most recent model is Toyota Camry hybrid. And now we've got both of those in there. So if a customer had their most recent vehicle as a Camry or Camry hybrid, then on the home page right here, this USP that'll pop up right here is going to be the 0% for 72 months instead of what you see right there. We haven't published, so that's why you still see that old message. Scroll down to the bottom. We want to make sure we have an updated expiration date for it to show. And then we are going to publish these. Now, there's more advanced things. We can do geo-fencing, geo-targeting, etc. But for the purpose of these, we won't be needing any of that. So we go through the list over here, and we just make sure we have built out all of these incentives, all of these personalized offers on the website. And what I'll do is I'll give you a template for the APR, for a lease offer, for a purchase offer, on exactly what it should look like and what should be included. And once you're done and you've published all of the personalizers, then we need to add the disclaimers page. So you can go up to pages here under every website and simply type in the word disclaimer. And I have a little thing right there and it still came up. So we'll open this guy. And then essentially this is already pre-built out. All you're going to need to do is delete out this whole chart here on the bottom. And delete out that. Change the expiration date to reflect where we are currently at 7/31/2020. And then just take this whole thing from the sheet here. So everything all the way up to if there is a security deposit or the last field that's active. So in this case, we're going to take it up to rebates. And then I'm going to come in here and just paste that table in. Alright, so now we've got the table in there. We are going to update our page. A lot of times when you copy and paste from another sheet, you'll get this little script. We will just delete that script out. And then if you'd like, you can always preview the changes here. It'll open in another tab. And now we can see what our disclaimer looks like. So you'll notice right off the bat we don't have any boxes around anything. see if they have the capacity in here to do that. Nope. Da, 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 da. All right, no. So what we can always do is we can always come in here and add the boxes. Copy that, come back over here, and we will delete this out, and then repaste it in, but it still does not have any lines. That is odd. Table body tier. So that might take a little bit of I might have to look at that and see why that's not coming through. Nonetheless, this is going to be a very low traveled page, and it's really designed to be here to make us compliant. It's not something a whole lot of folks will visit, but nonetheless, if the manufacturer or the state decides to take a peek, it will keep us compliant. So let's change the BBAC personalizer there real quick. Personalizer, so that we don't have that other message live. We will go over to the return, and let's just take this out, and I'll probably switch these up again to something better about 90-day deferment program. Let's update that. Alright, so we now have personalizers live on the website for when people show up. So one of the tasks when we're doing specials will be to go through and add all these personalizers into all the websites, including the group site, and that's going to make us more relevant to whatever that particular customer's interest is. So this is a bit of a time-consuming, but does add a lot of value. And we have built out personalizers for other things like the specific vehicle you looked at with banners, or even video playlists on the VDPs for whatever the last vehicle was that you had looked at. So in this case, we should be getting, I think we were looking at an Avalon, right? So yeah, here's the Avalon playlist, and there's a whole bunch of videos on Avalon. Also, just to give you some other quick ideas, thought starters, if you have any creativity, we can do things like geo alerts. So for example, if somebody's in the Slidell market looking at cars, we can tailor it to that particular market. So here's a live USP that's out there. Hey Slidell, Ray Brandt Toyota's a JD Power 2020 now. This actually needs to be updated. Dealer of excellence for the customer service. We're not sales experience. We realize we're not right around the corner, and 100% sure we'll make the drive worth your while. So if we scroll down, you'll notice here we've got zoom out to Slidell. We've got a circle, a radius right around Slidell. So we can add these in wherever we want. And if the IP address or the computer, phone, etc. is in this area, then that message would display. So that's an interesting way we can also use personalizers. So if you have any questions, let me know. But that is how we do personalizers, and getting these done for the whole group and the auto group website would be a huge, huge help. Thanks so much.